for you, do you kind of view this upcoming stretch, Ole Miss, big game on the road, and then you open up ACC play against Florida State? Do you view this as maybe one of the most important, maybe 2-game stretches of this season?
Yeah, I mean, I view every game as a big stretch. We're excited to get a chance to go on the road. 2 big road tests for us, and we know it's going to be a challenge, and I look forward to every type of matchup that we have. So knowing that this is a big stretch, I feel like every game is a big game for us. So we're excited.
Do you feel like that's maybe the reason why you guys have been able to even bounce back from a loss like Michigan, where you view every game as the biggest game of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have that perspective. I think that's just the way that I've kind of been taught. Never getting too high or too low, but also just focusing on the next game and being more intentional about getting better every time you step on that court.
Yeah. We kind of asked similar things ahead of the USC game, but
yeah.
Obviously this game on ESPN2 is a ranked matchup.
Yeah.
What have you noticed about this group's maybe ability to rise to the occasion?
Yeah, I feel like I'm still learning this group. I think they're still learning each other as far as identity, chemistry. We've had a couple matchups that has helped this group grow. So they're really looking forward to this matchup. They're looking forward, again, it's a big stage. Yeah. It's a really tough place to play, ACC, SEC challenge. So big moment for our conference. So we're going to be ready.
I remember you said in the offseason, a lot of teaching. Is it
Yes.
something where for games like this, these girls have all played high-level basketball for a long time, but is there anything that you have to tell them to maybe be like, okay, it is a big game, but also you got to kind of just do your own thing, play your game?
Yeah, I think it's always a lot of teaching with this group, especially we have a completely new team. So a lot of things that you might assume that they know, I try not to go into that to practice or games assuming. So I'm always trying to make sure that I'm continuing to educate, to teach. Always. So that's my approach always, is try to think that I can't assume that they know everything. Just want to make sure that I'm trying to prepare them for any and everything that we might potentially see.
Yeah. What you look at Ole Miss's stats just on paper, but for you, having a more advanced understanding of the game, watching more film, what stands out to you about them?
Very athletic. They're going to pressure us for 40 minutes. They press every possession. They have a brand new team, so they have a lot of great transfers, have some great players that have come from different conferences. They have great inside-out presence, but I think their athleticism, playing well at home, they're undefeated at this point, and just understanding like you have to play with a ton of poise with a team like this. You have to do a great job of rebounding, some things that we've been working on, but just handling their pressure offensively and doing a great job on the boards is going to be big for us, winning that rebounding battle.
I guess is it another thing too where it's like the big advantage for your guys' perspective is continuing to force those turnovers and just have that defensive identity? Yeah,
just trying to be disruptive in whatever we're in, trying to continue growing in that aspect and being consistent with it. That's something that we're really trying to take pride in, being disruptive but being consistent defensively. We're still, again, what's fun about this team is like we're still building, we're still growing, we're still gaining confidence, we're still building chemistry with this group. So hopefully we can show that tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess lastly for you, like it's a new team, but at this point in the season, like it is. I mean, these guys have spent a lot of time together, and you're saying you still have a lot to build on, but maybe what are some things that you have learned about this group where you kind of have an understanding of this group now? Yeah, I mean, they work really hard. They play for each other. I think those are the 2 things that I love the most. They're very intentional. They play with a ton of heart. They play with a ton of passion and play for each other. So that part has been really enjoyable to be a part of, and that's something that's been consistent since everyone stepped on this campus. Yeah. Well, I guess for you, looking ahead at this stretch after some time off, what maybe stands out to you about going down to Ole Miss, playing a ranked team, and then kind of opening up ACC play right after that?
What stands out for my team?
Yeah,
what I've noticed for them? I think just our resilience and our consistency. It's really hard. We haven't played in over a week, so it'll be a big test for us to play against Ole Miss. They're a really good team. They're very aggressive, so just working on what we practice, it'll be a big test for us.
Yeah. What are some positives and maybe negatives about having that week off?
Yeah, the biggest negative is stamina, your fatigue. It's like you haven't played a game in over a week. It's like you kind of lose that game, breathing. But once you get your first win, it'll be fine. So positive, we had a lot of time to work on ourselves, and I think that's the biggest thing. We had a lot of time to fix a lot of things that we need to.
I guess for you, like being the competitor that you are, is a week like too long for you? Like I gotta be playing games.
Absolutely, a week is so long, especially like we're in season now, so normally we play every Thursday, Sunday. A week is very long.
Yeah. How do you get through that where it's like, obviously you have practice and you have things like that, but maybe what are some other outlets for you where you get that competitive spirit out?
I don't know. I don't really think there's any other way to get that competitive spirit out except for like in practice. I think practice is the biggest thing. Like playing practices like their games. Like just using that time to be as competitive as possible.
I guess for you, like, is it something that you think about where it's a a ranked opponent or it's on national television, or is it something where you just kind of go out there and do your thing?
Yeah, I think every game is about approaching it consistently with the same mindset, and I just go out and play, and I think my mindset is just to win. It doesn't matter who it's against. I think it's just go out there, put my teammates to be the best player I can be.
Yeah, I guess we talked a little bit about your, I guess, why you play this game. You say you do it a lot for your teammates, but I guess for you, like, when you think back at your entire journey, what's the thing that kind of made you fall in love with this sport?
I think the ability to compete, I think, was the biggest thing for me. Just constantly being challenged. I always grew up playing against the guys, and so they were always challenging me and showing me, like, different ways I can get better. And I think there's so many different ways I can improve, and that's really the fun of it. It's like I'm not a complete product yet, and there's still so much that I can work on, and just that excitement of taking the summertime to work and build and then playing games and seeing how it translates. So that's the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah. I guess, for you, I'm sure you've been asked this before, but, talk to other players on this team like KK, Cass, whoever, just about the journey to get to this point, to be a successful player in a program like this. For you, like, how would you describe the journey to get to this spot?
Being a successful player, I don't think I'm there yet completely. I think there's still so much that I want to do, and I think the biggest thing for me now is winning. But it's a big process, and just to be named with some of the greats, with Skylar, Enrique, with Joel, like just some of the greats that have just come through the program, is honestly a blessing to be a part of. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah. I guess lastly, you talk about winning and kind of how that's your priority right now.
Mm-hmm.
When I know there's been games since, but when you come up with a shot like that against USC, or you win a big game, you've done that throughout your tenure here. What does that feel like? Like, how would you put that into words?
Yeah, honestly, it's surreal. I mean, I think that was my first game winner. So for it to be against a ranked opponent like USC, they're a phenomenal team too, but to also do it in front of the fans, we had a phenomenal turnout also. But it was just such a surreal feeling, and then to do it with the girls that I did it with, and with the coaches that I did it with, it made everything just feel so much better.